for lack of time, just as I've done from the very beginning, I'm going to try my best not to repeat what Doc has already said. But kindly forgive me if for any reason, you hear me saying almost the same thing, maybe in a different language, okay? Because these things at the core, they go to the very roots of the issue that we are addressing, okay? Now, first, we need to recognize that every political party is supposed to have an ideology. It's supposed to have a foundation that it stands on. It is supposed to have, a perspective that it addresses national development from. And so the first question is, what would you say, or what can the parties tell us are their ideology? What is the foundation that they are standing on? Okay, because you cannot give what you don't have. And if you don't have that organized strategy, if you do not have a focus as to what you need to attend to, what you need to address, the problem you want to solve, you will never be able to present anything. The second difficulty that I see is that for some reason, and I am not very sure as to how it began to happen, but I think it has a lot to do, with the NSAS movement, okay, or the NSAS saga. That we've come to a point where it seems that what the electorate is looking for is different. Now the electorate is setting the agenda, asking the questions, pushing the issues, and waiting for the political parties to bring forth responses, which, like Doc said, because they are avoiding the town hall meetings, the presidential debates, and all the other opportunities that they have to speak to the issue, some of the times even by their visits to the media houses, they're unable to do these things. And so people are not hearing them. People are not receiving answers to the questions that they are asking. And that is the reason the issue of competence seems to be very strong in the space right now. Okay, because we don't know what these guys are standing for. We don't know what they are pursuing after. We don't know what they are coming in to solve. Your antecedents are good. And interestingly, with the four people that we are talking about, like I said, with profound respect to every other person that is aspiring for the office, but right now, the people that we are focusing on include Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, Kwankwaso, Peter Obi. Okay, interestingly, they all have very interesting antecedents in terms of politics and Nigeria. Okay, three of them being governors, the other one, being a vice president, actually, rising from the states to become a vice president. But at the end of the day, what are you communicating? Okay, now, if you will just step back a little and pay attention to some of the information that was shared during the primaries that led to the emergence of these candidates, it also points to the fact that there is something missing as to what they are giving to us. The interesting part of the whole scenario right now is that the electorate is setting the agenda. They're asking the questions. They are pushing the issues. Okay, insecurity, corruption, competence, okay, education. These things, people are talking about it and want to know if the people that are aspiring for these positions are capable of giving Nigeria what they seek and are capable of taking Nigeria to the next level 4 years from 2023. And so we need to bring ourselves to a point where we first ask that question: how are political parties formed in Nigeria? What philosophy do they have? If we pick up the APC today, what is the philosophy of the APC? When we say the broom, we're sweeping away poverty, we're sweeping away corruption, we're sweeping away all the other things. How? How do you intend to do that? If you bring up the PDP and we are an umbrella, we're supposed to provide covering to everybody. How are you going to do that? Same with the LP, same with the NMPP. We need to ask the right questions, because if we wait for the parties and they do not understand their philosophy. Now, forgive me for sounding a bit strong here, by saying they don't understand their philosophy. But I dare say that because we live in a country where today you belong to a certain political party. The next day you belong to another political party, and you are speaking as though that is the only party that is going to bring about the change that we seek in the country. Meanwhile, you are coming from a certain history, a certain bracket, okay? And almost all of them have done the same thing. And it is a sign of a lack of integrity, both intellectually and character. The fact that you cannot stand with one particular ideology is something that we need to address. And it brings us to a point where we need to begin to make laws and stop making the excuse of freedom of association. If you are in the PDP, let it be because you believe in the philosophy of the PDP. Stick to it. If you're in the APC, if you're in the LP, if you're in the NMPP, if you're in the SDP, whatever it is that you belong to, stick to it and have the integrity of saying, this is where I belong. If my party is not doing well, I can speak openly about it and say, my party is not doing well. Let us go back to the drawing board, and deal with the issues the way they are supposed to be dealt with. But the fact that they are pushing the thing like this is an indication that the parties do not have a philosophy, the parties do not have an ideology, the parties do not have the character and the integrity to project whatever it is that we are pursuing. And that is why the electorate are setting the agenda and asking the right questions. Now we need to create that platform and insist that these people come and speak to us as to how they intend to bring the change we seek.